Hormozi, who generated 250 million last year for his portfolio company, showed me this exact sales tactic for outdoor living companies, which you can implement right away, increase your closing rate by 30%. And I want to show you that today, and that is the menu upsell right here. Okay, how to close bigger jobs by selling less. Okay, sounds odd in the beginning, and this is not about cheap pricing. This is not about going down with your prices, but building trust. And I want to show you how you can do exactly that right now. Stop giving quotes and start giving them a choice. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, it's the one price trap where people and the homeowners tend to immediately say, let me think about it, to assess the price, and then they compare you to other ones, right? And it forces a yes or no decision. What we want to make happen is we want to build trust by not giving them a 50-50 option, but we want to give them a choice, okay? And that is an anchor, the actual target which we want to hit, and the minimum, okay? So the question shifts to, should I hire you? To actually, okay, which of these options is actually best for me? It's like you going into a cinema and you have 3 options to pick between your popcorn. Okay, you have the biggest, you have the middle, and you have the least and the smallest option. Okay, it's a choice. So what we want to do with this one, we want to anchor first. So what we always want to do psychology wise, we want to have them have a different price and a different association to price before we drop the price which we actually want to sell on. Okay, what we do with this, in this case right here, you can see it. Okay, the anchor works like this. When we want to sell our $500 option, then we have a $100 option, then the $500 option does seem expensive. But instead, we have a premium option, which is 10 times the price. 10 times the price. Doesn't matter. It depends on the ticket, of course. But 10 times the price. 5K package. And then you have $500 option. And $500 seems like nothing. Seems cheap. Okay. So that's why the first number sets the context of the whole rest of the conversation. And what you want to get here, for example, in the suit case, suit example, you want to get a 16K anchor and a gasp. 16K for this suit. Okay. For this brand right here. And then the person who's selling the suit, the tailor, says, okay, well, this is the most expensive brand actually, which we're selling, which some people actually always love, and we get a lot of them sold, but that's no problem. If you want something which is exactly the same pretty much, just has a bit worse materials, not too much though, looks the same, but maybe just feels a bit less expensive than this one, but just doesn't have the brand, then you can take this 2K suit, and this immediately gives you relief, okay? And being like, oh, okay, I don't need to pay for 16K, I actually save 14K, okay? And the key thing here is that you want to not just say it and immediately pivot, but you want to get the gasp. You want to hear them, okay? So, okay, this is expensive, okay? You want to hear exactly that. And in this case, how it will go with outdoor living is you have option A, which is the white glove service, okay? Imported Italian pavers, you have heated driveway system, 20-year warranty, weekly maintenance, okay? White glove service, someone comes in, takes care of your stuff, and then afterwards, okay, that is the dream, this is the anchor which we're looking for. You have the option B, the private oasis, high quality snow and pavers, fire pit, retaining wall, 5-year warranty, which they want to have. This is what you actually want to sell. So this is the target, which we can pivot towards. And the least favorite one, basically you present 3 options. You have the basic build, which is the concrete slab, no landscape, no fire pit, super standard. Maybe, yeah, something in between, maybe less, 20K. Okay, but it's the least favorable, and then they think, that is probably too, this is too standard for what we want to build. Now, what you want to do then is, by that, you want to present it in this way, okay? You want to start with the reset, with the anchor, get the gasp, 45 then. Then you say, okay, you can also do this. You can go, then we have our minimum option, important to say, minimum option is 20K, 25K for X, Y, and Z. This doesn't have the fire pit, etc., which you mentioned. And then we have our private oasis package, which is 45. Okay, you get this, and this. It just doesn't have the weekly maintenance, white glove service, etc. Okay, so you basically cross that out, and then what you want to do is you want to do the menu upsell in order to cross things out. You want to have the sheet in front of them. You want to cross the things out which they wouldn't need. For example, a sound system. Okay, if you come in, you have on the white glove service, you also have a sound system for their backyard. You can tell them, hey, look, actually we do have these premium options. If you want, you can take them, but I do recommend, and we can basically just scratch this out. The 5K sound system you don't actually need. You can just go to Walmart, get a JBL box, and place it here. That would absolutely do the job. Okay, so let's put this away. Also, I do have to say, if you don't want to, if you're okay with these types of papers, we definitely get them coming in. They're a bit like last the same, just not Italian, which some people do prefer. But if you want, we can just get the standard ones. Cross that out as well. Okay. Build trust by downselling them, by selling less. That way, you get the gasp at the start, you cross it out. They feel more safe every single time because they don't feel sold. You want to make them feel like you're on their side, not the other way around. You're not fighting them. So this is exactly what you want to do in this case as well. You don't need the heated drive system. Look, the heated drive way is cool, but for this yet, it's overkill. You don't need it. Let's save you some money. Okay, that's basically how it works. Get trust with this. We decrease the sales pressure, and when you cut the price for them, again, you become their ally. Okay, you're doing them a favor. So that makes 45,000 then actual deal. We don't have to pay 85,000, which is too expensive, but we're going for the 45. You build trust with them. It's a legit price. We don't want anything too basic. We don't want anything too expensive, but this is what we're looking for. This is exactly what we want. To summarize all of this, create an anchor. Especially, I mean, of course, the lower ticket it is, you want to have different price options. Okay, it also depends if you sell a pool, if you don't sell a pool, etc. For outdoor living, of course. But you can basically create an anchor 2x to 10x the price, depending on, of course, what you're selling. And then add the unscalable white glove items onto that, which sometimes they just don't need. Okay, but this would be premium service. For example, communication, maintenance, all these different things, which is premium for like the really, really rude guys. And you want to have this because some people actually want this, and then you increase LTV by like just massively. Okay, 10x the LTV, which is insane. Get the gasp, present the anchor first to reset the thermostat, and just with red pin, just cross the things down to build trust and downsell them to actually sell them. So the best way to sell a 50k patio is to show them a 100k patio first. And that's basically it for this video. I hope you liked it. If that helped you at all, if you found it informative, leave a follow down below for more outdoor living content.